Hey everybody, so this video is going to be featuring my new homemade blaster. However, that's not going to be the crux of the video. It's really going to be about installing this red dot sight here, or green dot sight, depending on how you want to do it. There'll be a full video on this when I have the time to do all the filming for it. But for now, let's see how we could mount this on. First, credit where credit is due. I first saw this by Corey at Grid Code on, I believe it was a double rainbow. So without further ado, let's get this started. In order to mount the red dot onto our blaster, we're going to need something to mount it onto. This 1913 Picatinny rail by Magpul was only $6 at my local airsoft retailer, so I picked up this little segment here. We are not going to be using these two metallic backings that come with it, and instead we're going to be drilling directly into the PVC of the rainbow blaster with those two screws. Here is the NC Star red dot sight, or green dot sight actually. It was $25 at my local airsoft retailer, and it comes with the adjustment tool, an extra battery, and a cleaning cloth, as you see there. The only tools you'll really need for this are a drill, a set of Allen keys, and some kind of grease. I'm using lithium grease in lieu of a tapping oil. Lithium grease is safe on plastics and metals, which is why I chose it. Okay, I have my blaster attached to a vise right now using a ruler and a permanent marker. I'm just going to draw a line straight down the center right behind the catch, which will serve as a guide to attach the Picatinny rail. Now you must determine where you want the Picatinny rail actually to reside on your blaster. The screws cannot go anywhere where the spring is going to rest, so it must be behind the catch here, because if the screws do protrude through, when you go to prime the blaster, it might interfere with the spring when it begins to bunch up, so you don't want to have any interference from the spring. For that reason, I'm going to put my Picatinny rail right behind the catch action here, so there's nothing that's going to be interfering with the spring up here. I have it lined up on my initial line using the same Sharpie. I'm just going to put a little teeny dot right where I'm going to need to place a screw, just going through the holes that already exist on this rail here. Using my drill here with a 5/32 drill bit, because that seems to be what matches up with these screws here. We're just going to drill a hole in one of these holes here. And safety goggles on. It's only plastic, but you can never be too careful here. And you could drill all the way through the PVC, just don't drill into the nylon rod in the back here. Then of course drill the other hole, making sure it's nice and straight. To insert the screws into the holes we just drilled, I'm not going to use a tap because, quite frankly, I don't have one. I'm just going to be very careful about using an Allen key here. This is a 1/8 inch Allen key, and just put a dot of lithium grease right at the end here to serve as a little bit of our tapping lubricant here. I'm going to go in one turn and back out a half once I get it started initially. Make sure you're pushing straight down as you're tapping in, and again, the good rule of thumb is you could do one full turn and then back out a half of a turn, one full turn, back out half of a turn, or half a turn, quarter turn, as long as you're consistent and allowing some of that material to basically move out of the way. I'm going to continue this for the front screw as well, and then we could actually start putting on the rail. Okay, I have both of these screws in over here, and now we're just going to reinsert it with the Picatinny rail. Put the screws right in our rail here. And now we could fully screw them into place because we've already tapped the PVC underneath. One at a time. Don't tighten them down all the way until they're both in there. Okay, that seems pretty good to me. Let's mount the actual optic now. So I just unscrewed these screws here, stuck them on here, making sure that this pin was in between each rib on the picatinny rail. Sliding our actual sight right over that, getting it adjusted to where I'd like it, and then just tightening it right down. Excellent. Now all you need to do is actually shoot the thing and adjust it using the tool NC Star gave you. Okay, so here we now have it completely mounted on, and as you can see, as it stands right now, my face isn't in the way of these bars, and when I eventually make this pump action with an internal kind of slide, I won't have to worry about these at all because they'll all be self-contained. The dot itself, I like the green dot a little better. If you could actually see right through there. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, so right there is the green dot, as you can see, and when you have both eyes open, it actually co-witnesses very nice with your non-dominant eye. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I look forward to getting back to you guys very soon. Have a great one.